On a dark and stormy night, a lone driver named Jack found himself navigating a desolate highway. The relentless rain made visibility poor, and his gas tank was running dangerously low. Suddenly, a flickering neon sign emerged from the darkness: Midnight Pines Gas Station, your haven in the storm. As Jack pulled into the station, he noticed something unsettling. The eerie silence surrounding the gas station sent shivers down his spine. No attendant was in sight, and all the pumps seemed ancient and abandoned. Nevertheless, he had no choice but to fill up his tank, hoping he could escape this foreboding place as quickly as possible. Stepping out of his car, Jack was overcome by an inexplicable feeling of dread. The shadows seemed to whisper to him, and he could swear he heard faint voices echoing from somewhere within the gas station. The dim lights flickered menacingly, casting eerie silhouettes on the damp ground. After wandering around for what felt like an eternity, Jack finally spotted an old man behind the counter. The man's gaunt appearance and penetrating gaze sent chills down Jack's spine. He inquired about the gas, but the man barely acknowledged him and silently gestured towards the pumps. Jack decided to take a quick restroom break before continuing his journey. But as he pushed open the creaking door, he was met with an unsettling sight. In the cracked, dusty mirrors, he saw ghostly faces staring back at him. The sinks turned on and off on their own, and cold gusts of wind seemed to blow through the tiny space. Feeling uneasy, Jack returned to his car to call for help, only to find that his phone had no signal. Just then, a phone inside the gas station rang. The old man answered it and began speaking in hushed tones, leaving Jack to wonder who was on the other end and what they were discussing. Determined to leave, Jack returned to the counter, but the old man was nowhere to be found. Panic set in as he realized he was trapped in this strange gas station with no one around for miles. The neon sign outside flickered ominously, spelling out cryptic messages. As Jack explored further, he stumbled upon a hidden room filled with old photographs and newspaper clippings. The images depicted grim scenes of accidents and disappearances that had occurred near the gas station over the years. It seemed the Midnight Pines gas station was cursed. As the night wore on, Jack began to hear disembodied footsteps and chilling whispers all around him. The station seemed to come alive with malevolent spirits, seeking to torment and trap him. He realized that the gas station was more than just haunted, it was a gateway to the afterlife. With every fiber of his being, Jack made a run for his car, hoping to escape the clutches of the haunted gas station. As he sped away, the gas station disappeared from his rearview mirror, and the storm subsided. He was finally free from the malevolent spirits that had plagued him. Though Jack escaped physically, he could never forget the horrors he witnessed at the Midnight Pines gas station. The haunting memories haunted him, and he could never shake off the feeling that something malevolent was still watching, waiting for its next victim to stumble upon the cursed gas station. To this day, the station remains abandoned, a dark reminder of the evil that lurks in the shadows. In the small town of Ravenswood, nestled between dense forests and eerie hills, stood an old gas station that locals had come to avoid. Its weathered facade and flickering neon signs seemed to tell tales of forgotten times. For years, rumors whispered through the community about strange happenings and unexplained disappearances surrounding the station. One foggy night, a weary traveler named Jack found himself low on fuel as he drove through Ravenswood. With no other options in sight, he reluctantly pulled into the ominous gas station. As he approached the dimly lit pumps, an unsettling chill crept down his spine. The station attendant, a gaunt figure with sunken eyes, shuffled out from the shadows. His voice was hoarse and barely audible as he asked, "Fuel or something else?" Nervously, Jack replied, "Just gas, please." The attendant motioned to the pumps, never breaking eye contact. As Jack pumped gas into his car, he noticed strange markings etched into the concrete and a cryptic symbol on the back wall of the station. He tried to brush off the unease, attributing it to the late hour and spooky atmosphere. As he prepared to leave, the attendant leaned closer and whispered, "Be careful on your way, for this place has secrets you're better off not knowing." Ignoring the warning, Jack drove off into the darkness. but as he left the station behind, he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The road ahead seemed endless, and the trees swayed ominously in the wind. Suddenly, his radio crackled to life with a chilling voice. "You should have listened, Jack." Startled, he glanced in the rearview mirror, only to find an empty back seat. Fear gnawed at him, but he rationalized it as a trick of his imagination. Then, the gas gauge inexplicably began dropping rapidly, even though he had just filled the tank. Panicking, Jack tried to accelerate, but the car's engine sputtered and died. Stranded in the middle of nowhere, he reluctantly decided to walk back to the gas station for help. As he approached the eerie building, the air grew colder, and an eerie mist enveloped the area. The once dimly lit gas station now glowed with an unnatural green light. Jack's heart pounded in his chest as he noticed the strange symbols on the walls glowing with an otherworldly intensity. He hesitated but had no other option. With trembling hands, he pushed open the creaking door and entered the station. Inside, shadows danced, and the air was thick with an oppressive aura. The attendant stood in the corner, his eyes glowing a piercing crimson. "You were warned," he whispered menacingly. Terror consumed Jack, but he summoned the courage to ask, "What is this place? What's happening to me?" The attendant's voice grew colder as he explained, "This gas station is a gateway, a convergence point of lost souls and forgotten memories. Its history is stained with sorrow and pain. Those who dare to enter are drawn into its grasp, becoming one with the station itself." Unable to comprehend the gravity of his situation, Jack pleaded, "Please, I just want to leave. I won't tell anyone about this place." But the attendant only shook his head, "There's no escape. Once you're here, you're trapped." As Jack looked around in desperation, he noticed ghostly figures beginning to materialize, each one more haunting than the last. The spirits of those who had fallen victim to the station's malevolence wandered aimlessly, their faces etched with eternal torment. Realizing the horrors that awaited him, Jack fought to control his fear. He mustered every ounce of strength and dashed for the exit. But the station seemed to stretch infinitely, and the door remained out of reach. The spirits closed in, their mournful wails echoing in his ears. Jack's mind raced, searching for a way to break free. Then, an idea struck him, the symbols on the walls. Summoning all his courage, he began to erase the symbols one by one, hoping to disrupt the station's power. With each stroke, the spirits screamed in agony, but Jack persisted. Finally, the last symbol vanished, and the green light dimmed. The gas station trembled and let out an anguished roar before fading away like a mirage. Jack found himself standing on the roadside once more, the gas station no longer in sight. His car had returned to normal, and the gas gauge showed a full tank. Shaken to the core, Jack vowed never to speak of the gas station again, fearing that even mentioning it might draw its malevolence back into the world. From that day on, he avoided Ravenswood at all costs, haunted by the nightmarish encounter at the gas station that should have remained forgotten. In the heart of a desolate town stood an old gas station, its eerie presence casting a dark shadow over the surrounding area. Few dared to venture near, for there were rumors of strange occurrences happening at the station after nightfall. People spoke of ghostly figures wandering the empty aisles, and whispers of haunting cries echoing from its depths. The locals believed the station was cursed, its sinister past etched into the very fabric of its existence. One stormy night, a group of curious friends decided to unravel the secrets of the forsaken gas station. Mark, Sarah, Chris, and Lisa assembled outside the abandoned structure, their flashlights cutting through the pitch-black darkness as raindrops splattered against the cracked windows. With trepidation, they entered, their breaths quickening as they felt an otherworldly chill engulf them. The interior appeared untouched by time, as if frozen in a forgotten era. The ancient cash register sat idle, dust-covered, while cobwebs draped over the rusted fuel pumps. Ignoring the warnings, the friends explored further, drawn deeper into the station's heart. As they moved down dimly lit corridors, an unsettling atmosphere enveloped them, making their skin crawl. The flickering fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows that seemed to dance along the walls. Sarah, the most skeptical of the group, attempted to brush off the growing sense of dread. "This place is just creepy. Let's find something interesting and leave," she nervously suggested. Yet, curiosity got the better of them, and they pressed on. In a back room, they stumbled upon a decaying journal belonging to the station's previous owner, Mr. Arthur Blackwood. The pages detailed a dark tale of tragedy and despair that had befallen the station years ago. According to the journal, strange occurrences began after a cursed artifact was discovered during an excavation near the gas station. As days passed, employees and customers reported hearing anguished whispers and seeing shadowy figures lurking among the aisles. Blackwood himself claimed to have witnessed the ghostly apparition of a young girl crying for her lost family. Fueled by greed, the station owner attempted to capitalize on the paranormal rumors, hoping to attract thrill-seekers and paranormal investigators. But his plans backfired, for the station's haunting intensified, driving away business and employees alike. As the group continued to read, they heard faint whispers growing louder around them. Panicking, they attempted to flee the forsaken place, but the exit door slammed shut on its own, trapping them inside. Fear engulfed their hearts, and the whispers became sinister cries, echoing through the empty corridors. Terrifying visions plagued them, the apparition of the crying girl, spectral faces staring from the shadows, and twisted forms clawing their way towards them. The gas station's curse seemed to feed off their fear, manifesting their darkest nightmares. They tried to fight back, reciting prayers and clutching protective charms, but the malevolent force was relentless. Time seemed to lose its meaning as they were tormented by the malevolent presence. Their bodies and minds weakened, unable to escape the gas station's grasp. In their desperation, Mark recalled a passage from the journal mentioning a ritual to break the curse. They needed to find the artifact responsible for the haunting and return it to its resting place. The group gathered their last ounces of strength and began searching. As the minutes stretched into hours, they finally located the cursed artifact hidden beneath the floorboards. It was a small, weathered pendant with an inscription in a long-forgotten language. Lisa carefully picked it up, feeling its malevolent energy pulsating through her fingertips. Suddenly, the haunting cries intensified, and the gas station seemed to come alive with a maddening rage. Ghostly hands emerged from the walls, trying to snatch the pendant from Lisa's grasp. With a resolute determination, she recited the incantation to release the curse. A blinding flash of light engulfed the gas station, and the haunting cries ceased. The friends found themselves outside, standing in the pouring rain, gazing at the now still and desolate gas station. The malevolent force that had haunted the place had dissipated, leaving only an ominous silence. Though they had broken the curse, the friends knew that the horrors they witnessed that night would haunt their dreams forever. They promised never to speak of the gas station again, hoping that by burying the dark tale deep within their hearts, they could keep its malevolent spirit from resurfacing. And so, the gas station remained abandoned, a relic of a sinister past, waiting for the next curious souls to awaken its dark secrets and suffer the chilling consequences of its cursed existence.